Wait a second. What is a formation? A formation is the building blocks of a tactical or strategic vision. Basically, it is the method for maximizing your given resources to achieve victory. Different specialty troops are assembled to create a balanced, combined force more powerful than its individual pieces. Why even bother, you ask? Why not have all just one type? This strategy can sometimes work if the single unit you bring is better than the enemy's units, or if you have a lot more of them. However, if your single unit that you bring is worse than the enemy's, or if they have an easy way to counter it, you will almost always lose. If you bring only a single unit that is of equal strength to the enemy's, the extra options and flexibility of the other troops the enemy brings will give them an advantage. Let's look at some examples. In this first example, our Skaven army is comprised of only one type of unit. By singling out the weakest enemies first, and then surrounding the remaining forces, we are able to win with only this one type. Notice how we are able to quickly overwhelm the enemy back lines before we begin to surround them. The enemy is actually doing a pretty good job of holding us here, but it's only a matter of time until our reinforcements arrive. As they tear through the last of the enemy archers, our death runners turn and charge to the back of the enemy forces. The enemy is almost completely surrounded now, and we bring in our last group of death runners to completely seal the trap and seal their fate. We won this battle by capitalizing on enemy vulnerabilities and utilizing our single unit to the best of its ability. In the second example, our army is still only consisting of one unit type. The enemy Wood Elf army is going to utilize their ranged firepower and greater numbers to wear down and destroy our powerful dinosaurs. As the battle commences, we charge towards their archers, which are the weakest targets physically, as well as being a source of heavy damage. Our Lord takes massive incoming damage from concentrated archer fire on his way into the fray. Two Carnosaurs head to the right and break through an opening into the enemy back lines. However, even with rampaging Carnosaurs back there, the Wood Elves simply scatter and continue firing at our now isolated dinosaurs. Kroq-Gar, our Lord, is rapidly surrounded and then brought down by concentrated archer fire soon after. The slight green tint of the Wood Elf arrows glistening in the sun gives away their poisonous intent. This debilitating poison slows the movement speed of anyone struck by them, in this case Kroq-Gar, our Lord. Seeing an opening, the Carnosaurs charge to the right, breaking past the defenders and into the back lines. Almost immediately, our enemy completely surrounds Kroq-Gar, preventing him from escaping. The enemy archers did a great job here of attacking our Carnosaurs' exposed flanks. incoming damage is simply too much, and Krokar breaks from the combat and turns and flees. Carnosaurs are extremely powerful, but our enemy has exposed a weakness they and all huge, expensive creatures have. They can be overwhelmed and brought down by hordes of cheaper troops or by ranged firepower. Krokar has recovered, but is now in a very difficult position. He can stay far away and not contribute to the fight, but by surviving, he will give his troops additional morale. Or he can attempt to re-engage the battle, but with such low health, he's basically a free target. In desperation, the Carnosaurs run from one side of the battlefield to the other to try to get closer to the enemy archers. With the loss of their leadership, the Carnosaurs go berserk, killing everything around them until they are finally brought down and killed. Thank you for visiting Victory Through Failure, and consider watching some of our other videos in the Total War Warhammer series.